This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing at 2354 Grand Forks Road out here in Eastlake. Started my digital inspection. We got a leak coming from this area. I was able to identify where this leak is coming from, so we can see just how much water has been getting underneath this roof for quite some time. So all this underlayment is completely soaked. We had some slip tiles over here in this section, and it has completely worn through the roof itself. So obviously the underlayment is completely gone at this point. This stuff is just paper thin. It's been exposed to the elements for quite some time, enough to the point where it's worn through. The plywood decking has been exposed, and now we actually have a hole in the plywood decking. You can see how my finger just kind of squishes through there. So now every time it rains, water literally just pours into the property itself, and especially after a rain like we had last night, it's caused some pretty severe damage on the inside. So I'm gonna work my way over to the rest of the roof just to give the homeowner an idea of what the condition of the roof is. So just pulled another couple random tiles on this roof, and we can see just how much water has been penetrating this roof for a while now. This underlayment is really thin at this point. This stuff is literally kind of crumbling in my fingertips. So you can see how it's starting to crack throughout as well. So that's telling me that water's been sitting on this product for quite some time, and you can see it's literally starting to make holes in the underlayment. Okay, I'll work over to another section again just to show what the condition is. Here's the other roof plane, and this is where it gets a little worse. You can see that it's completely soaked. This underlayment is completely soaked. This stuff is just falling apart at this point. You can see how rusted these nail heads are. So water's been getting down here for quite some time. I'm surprised that there has not been a leak on this section just yet. And to be honest, there probably is. It just probably hasn't made it to the property inside the home itself. But this underlayment is completely past its life expectancy at this point. And I'll even go down a little further. Pulled one more section. And again, everything is the same. This stuff is soaked to the touch right now. The underlayment is falling apart, crumbling in my fingertips. You also have some of these mortar caps throughout that are just starting to fail. So we can see what would be happening over in this section. Water is going to flow down this roof. It's going to get right underneath that mortar cap that's been failing for quite some time. And it's going to get right down underneath this ridge, and it's also going to get underneath this valley metal that we have. But this mortar cap is just completely failing right now. So there are a lot of areas of this roof that need to be addressed. I'd imagine this roof is probably 25 years old or so, so it's right on the tail end of its life expectancy. Roofs, concrete S-tile roofs, especially in neighborhoods like this, last about 25 years before it's time to replace them. If the roofs were done correctly, and if somebody came out and did a great job on these roofs, then they might last a little longer. But with a lot of these tract home developments, these roofs get put on so fast that there's not as much attention to detail that is spent when putting these roofs on. So in order for us to repair this section, just based off the damage that we have over here, we're looking at about, I'd say, 300 to 400 square feet of roofing that needs to be removed and replaced. There's going to be some wood damage that needs to be replaced in this section. A lot of that plywood is going to need to be replaced. We're going to go ahead and replace all the underlayment. We'll redo the flashing along these penetrations as well, and then we'll come back and we'll put these tiles right back on top. I am going to tell the homeowner that if they are looking to be proactive, it wouldn't be a bad idea to replace the whole roof at this point. We can see how bad this whole section is, and if we're replacing a large amount of this section and then this section as well, at that point you're basically looking at the whole roof. So I'll quote out the replacement of the whole roof. These tiles are in good shape. We can do what's called a lift and reset on this property. We can reuse these tiles. We'll redo all the underlayment underneath it. I'll redo all the penetrations. We'll add some new drip edge along the perimeter of the home as well, to ensure that water flows off the drip edge as opposed to the wood. It's going to help keep that wood lasting a bit longer as well. And then we take the old tile and we put it right back on top, and at that point you have a brand new roof. Obviously the homeowner has an opportunity to go with a new tile roof, but I'm telling you that it is not 100% necessary. It's completely up to the homeowner and what their budget looks like for a project like this. But we definitely need a repair done on this section, and I would suggest redoing the rest of the roof, but that's going to be up to the homeowner. That's it for my inspection.